Hello traders, Yolanda here with extraordinarytrading.com. So first of all, I want to welcome all of my new subscribers and say hello, and also extend my appreciation to all of you who have reached out to me. Just today alone, I've probably received emails and messages from 10 people just extending their gratitude for the content that I put out and just saying hello. So I do appreciate it, guys. And I'm looking forward to getting to know some of you better. So some of you have been asking me, based on my responses to you who are inquiring about services and products that I offer, some of you have been asking if my introduction to Forex trading course would be a good fit for you. Okay, this is a new course that I just launched a few days ago, and it's intended for people who are completely new to Forex. However, if you are not trading profitably, you could benefit from this strategy that I teach. So although the first portion of the course may be something that you're already familiar with, because like I stated, the course is intended for people who know absolutely nothing for Forex. The actual strategy that I teach could help you, and it's the same strategy that I developed and used when I first began trading. So this is a strategy that helped me to build my trading account, and I used it for years. So I teach you in this course exactly how to enter and exit the trades. There's technical indicators that you would use. So although I currently don't use technical indicators, in this course I show you how to use technical indicators to enter and exit your trades. Okay. In addition to that, I provide 30 days of support for the course. Okay, so I'm actually making myself available to help you guys out. So if you have questions about setups, I'll be pointing out setups for you guys. So I'm providing like an immense amount of value for the course, and the course is really cheap, you know, and it's partly because I'm making it available, guys, to you to build wealth. Like if you're following me, if you're a subscriber of mine, and you're not profiting hundreds of pips each month at a minimum, and guys, I can do thousands of pips in profit each month, then you just don't want it bad enough, because I'm making the services and products available out there, you know. So the opportunity is there for people who actually want to build wealth, you know. You know how they say you can lead the horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. So just wanted to let you guys know, you know, I'm making it available, you know, for people who do want it. But in today's video, I'm actually going to walk you through exact setups that you would have been able to take just last week using the strategy that I teach in my course. And guys, sorry about the background noise. It's my little one. He always seems to make his appearances in my videos. So I'm going to show you exactly how you could have gotten into the trades and where you would have exited. Again, in the course, you actually would be using indicators, which I'm not showing in this video, obviously. But so that way you all can decide, because I know some people are asking, you know, if it's going to be a good fit for them or not. So I'm going to show you. And I think that many of you will find that the answer is absolutely. Okay, so I am starting with the 1 hour chart. Part of why I like the 1 hour chart, guys, is that it gives you usually plenty of time to get into a trade. So you don't have to sit there and watch your trades all of the time. Okay, that's part of the reason. The other reason is that although you can use this strategy on any time frame, the larger the time frame that you use, the fewer quote-unquote false signals you're going to receive, you know, just due to the nature of how indicators work, you know. So obviously if you're trading a pair and price is doing this, you know, this up and down movement, that's going to throw your indicators off. You know, it's going to make your indicators start to do something different than what you would have expected and potentially trigger false signals. So that's why I like larger time frames. Plus it allows me to not only do I take fewer losses that way, I have bigger wins, and I get to balance my life a lot better by trading in this manner. But again, you can use any time frame. I'm going to start with showing you exact entries and exits on the 1 hour, and then I'll flip over and show you some entries and exits on the 5-minute time frame as well. Okay? So, just from last week alone, using the strategy that I teach, you would have known how to buy this pair here. And you would have had plenty of opportunity. So here you guys can see, you would have had days in which you could have gotten into this trade. Okay. Now, not everyone is comfortable with that. You know, for me, you guys know, for those of you who have been following me, you know that my focus is on the big picture. At the end of the week, my goal is to profit hundreds of pips, sometimes well over 1,000 pips in a week. So I really don't care how long it takes for that to occur in terms of how many days. I just want it to happen. Okay, so you guys could have been able to buy this pair here, and you would have known how to do it. I teach you how to scale out of the trades so that you're taking some profits as price moves on, and then you would have been able to stay in this trade all the way up here and gotten a couple hundred pips out of it. Okay, so trading just one lot alone, you would have profited about $2,000. Okay, just from this one trade. If you were trading even a mini lot, you would have gotten about a $200 profit on it, which would have been like double what you paid for the course. Okay, so you would have made your money back very easily. That's why I say, if people are following me and they're not making money, it's because they don't want it bad enough, because I'm making the opportunities available. Okay, so let's move on here. Let's take a look at the Australian dollar versus the Swiss franc. And guys, I'm going to try to not make this video too long, but I want to show you, for those of you who are wondering, is this a good fit or not? I'm showing you exactly how you would have gotten into the trade and how you would have exited, or where exactly. Okay, so just waiting for that to pull up. Okay, so we've got the Australian dollar versus the Swiss franc. So just from last week alone, you would have known how to have bought this pair right here. Okay, you would have bought this pair right here, and you would have had all these hours here to get into the trade. Okay, so hopefully you guys are getting the point of why I say, you know, you don't have to look at your charts all the time. You would have known how to scale out the trade, and you could have stayed in this trade all the way up here, guys. Okay, so again, another couple hundred pips that you could have gotten from this trade. All right, and you would not have gotten a signal to start getting out until around here. Okay, so you could have literally stayed in all the way up to here, and you would have gotten kind of what I call my absolute get out the trade exit here. Plenty of opportunities, guys. Okay, so let's move on here to the, let's take a look at the Swiss franc versus the Japanese yen. Okay. Okay, so you would have known, based on the strategy, to short this pair right here, okay, using the indicators that I provide. You would have shorted it here, and you would have known how to scale out of this trade. But the other cool thing is that there would have been opportunities where if you would have missed that initial entry, where you could have gotten in here or here as well, okay? And for those of you who are a bit more experienced, who have watched my pyramiding video, you would have known that you could have pyramided as well. So I don't teach how to pyramid in this video. I'm keeping it simple. It's a beta course, 80 to 90 minutes. But you can take a look at my pyramiding YouTube video, and you would have been able to take advantage of getting into this trade right here, guys. Right here, the setup would have occurred. And you would have been able to scale out, add to your position, scale out, add to your position, you know. So you guys have, some of you have watched my videos for a while. You know that that's how I grow my accounts very quickly, is I use a pyramiding strategy. And you would have been able to do that, okay? So let's take a look at Let's take a look at the euro versus the Aussie. And again, we're on the 1 hour chart, but I am going to show you some setups on the 5 minute. I may flip over to the 15 as well. And possibly even the 1 minute. I think I may show you guys some setups on the 1 minute. Although, the thing you need to keep in mind is that the smaller the time frame, you have to obviously adjust your profit target. So if you're trading the 5 minute, you don't want to go for a you're not going to go for a 100 pip profit. And then you're also going to need to accept the fact that you may get more false signals when you're using smaller time frames, okay? Okay, guys, again, here, just from last week, you would have known how to get into this trade right here, short at the euro versus the Aussie. And you would have been able to stay in this trade all the way down to, let's see, you would have taken some profits here. You would have had another opportunity if you didn't get in initially right here. Or again, this is how you can pyramid. So you could have taken some profits, added to your position, and again, scaled out as price progressed to the downside. Okay, so you would have known exactly how to do this based on the course that I provide. Okay, so let's take a look at another pair. Let's take a look at the euro versus the US dollar. Okay, so this is a trade that you actually could have gotten into here towards the end of the prior week and stayed in this trade. I frequently carry my trades into the weekend. I know many of you know that already. And what I've found is that if you have a good strategy, it really doesn't matter if you carry your trades into the weekend or not. I know that not everyone is comfortable with that, but I'm just showing you here's a way where you could have shorted this pair the prior week and stayed in this trade and then potentially gotten back into it. Okay, so there was a lot of choppiness here, but this was a really good setup for the prior week. Okay, so let's take a look at the British pound versus the US dollar, and then I'm going to flip to a smaller time frame. Okay, nothing really on this one, although I will point out that this strategy actually would have triggered an entry here. Now, this would have been a loss, but I want to show you guys because nothing works all of the time. However, I'm hoping that you see, based on the examples that I show you, that even if you take the occasional loss, your losses are going to be way smaller in comparison to your profits, okay? So this one, you would have gotten into the trade somewhere in this area, but your stop loss would have been here. So you would have taken about a 50 pip loss on this trade. Okay, so not too bad. So if you think about it, if you're getting about 200 pips in profit, plus, depending on the pair on a lot of trades, taking the occasional 50 pip loss is not that big of a deal. Nothing works all of the time. One of the keys to being successful in trading is consistency. Trade a good plan and a good strategy, and if you do that over and over again, you will find that you're going to end up profitable. Okay, so let's look for another one. And then no, I said I'd show you guys a smaller time frame. So I'm going to flip back over to the euro versus the US dollar, which may not be the best pair to look at for last week, but we'll see. And then I am going to flip over to the 5-minute chart first. Okay, guys, so you can see all this choppiness here, but I'm going to show you a setup, and this is actually a setup that occurred just today, November 24th, that is, okay, so here. So right here, you would have gotten a signal to get into this trade. You would have bought here. Price would have moved up, and then you would have seen that price would have came down here again, and the price would have moved up again. So again, smaller time frames, you're not going for huge profits, but you would have known how to have gotten out of this trade. okay, using the strategy. Okay, let's see if there's any more. And again, if you would have missed this entry here, you would have been able to get in here. Okay, so this is on the 5-minute. Let's look for another one. And again, this is not the best pair for this week because it's really not in a trend, as you can see. Okay, yeah, nothing too significant for this week, but I'm going to look back a little further here. Let's see. I've actually got another screen, guys, just in case you guys are wondering what I'm doing. So I'm actually going to go back to last week. Yeah, so last week the euro versus the US dollar was in a really nice trend, right? So you would have been able to get into this trade. Definitely here there was a setup. Okay, there was a setup here, and you could have stayed in this trade, guys, all the way down here for a nice 50+ pip profit. Okay, really easy setup. Let me go back a little further. Here's another one. You would have gotten the setup again here. Okay, so you would have been able to short it here and then stay down here and get this profit, and then again here. You would have gotten the signal again here. Okay, so hopefully you guys are seeing that you're not always going to get a setup on every pair on every time frame. It depends on what the market is doing. But if the market is trending, I'm showing you where you could have gotten in, and there's usually a trend on some time frame. So I'm even going to drop all the way down to the 1-minute, guys. So even though my recommendation is not for newbies to trade the 1-minute chart, I am going to show you how you could have gotten in and taken some trades using this strategy. And I'm just looking, guys. Sorry, I'm looking at my other screen. Okay, so here's one. Okay. And some of you guys know that Thanksgiving is coming up, so there's a lot of choppiness heading into holidays in the U.S., so that's why we're seeing some of the price action that's occurring. Okay, you would have been able to buy here. You would have gotten a setup. This is on the 1-minute, guys, and you technically could have stayed all the way in here and gotten a 35 pip profit off of the 1-minute. So the setup would have triggered here, and you would have bought and then stayed in here. So another setup option. Although my recommendation, guys, is that if you're trading the 1-minute, and again, I don't recommend that new traders trade the 1-minute, that you go for 7 to 10 pip profits in general, depending on the pair. I would not recommend that in general you try to go for a 35 pip profit, although it would have worked in this case. Okay, I'm going to flip over here to the 15-minute chart, and I'm going to show you some setups. Okay, so going back to last week, which is really when the euro versus the US dollar was trending more. Here, this would have been a setup on the 15-minute, and then if you missed this one, you would have gotten another setup signal here, and you could have stayed in all the way up here. Okay, so this was in itself, what, an 80 pip profit? Yeah, so, I mean, very easy money there. Okay, so guys, hopefully you guys are getting the picture. Like I said, if you're not making hundreds of pips in profit each month and you're following me, I don't know what you're thinking. And I mean that in the nicest way. I'm just saying that I'm making the opportunities available there. So if interested in this course, head over to my website, extraordinarytrading.com. Click on the membership account link at the top. So there's a menu that is named membership account. If you click on that, the course is one of the options. So again, I am providing 30 days of support for the course. So you will be able to bounce questions off of me for setups. Now, obviously, the 1 minute and 5 minute, the smaller time frames, it's not practical necessarily to email me and expect an immediate response. I will respond as quickly as I can, but obviously I'm not up 24 hours a day checking email. But I will be helping you guys out with setups. So I will be pointing out setups so that you can learn the strategy, and I'll be helping you guys to, gain some profits during the first 30 days. It's a tremendous value, guys. I mean, like if you understood what it takes to get to the point where you start to really build some wealth, you will realize this is a major value. Okay. I also include the trading log that I use to track my trades, and kind of my morning checklist of what I do before I get started with trading as well. So again, if you're interested, check it out at extraordinarytrading.com. Feel free to leave me any questions or comments or message me. And as always, happy trading.